Guys, feast your eyeballs on that thing. That is a HPI Proceed 8 scale on-road car. And this thing is literally a work of art. I'm gonna shut up for 2 minutes. I just want you all to absorb this thing and how beautiful this thing is. Alright guys, so I got the HPI 2000 catalog, which is the first catalog. I got the 99, it's not in there. This thing literally got a full page ad. 8 scale race car. They were sold only as kits. I think the only ad I've ever seen was like $569 for the kit, but you got the wheels, you got the exhaust, you got the Centas clutch, but you didn't get an engine, you didn't get electronics. The engines that they sold for these things was a spec. It was a 21. It was made by Nova Rossi. And these things were just bad nasty. I do not have one of these engines. I've seen one of them for sale on eBay. The guy wanted 260 bucks and he basically said, unknown condition, which means no pinch. And by 2001, we got a half-page ad. But at least now we're showing the Toyota GT1 body, and they actually have a pretty cool looking blue painted Lola body. These things only ever got from HPI 2 bodies, which was the GT1 and the Lola. But we're down to a half-page ad. 2002, again, a half-page ad. Now this time we're showing the kit, we're showing what you're gonna need to make it run. Gonna show you basically everything you're gonna need for it. And then by 2004, we're back to a half-page ad. We're showing the box. We're showing what it's going to need to get it going. In 2001, they took the exhaust out of the kit. Why? I have no idea. But these things were just bad, nasty, extremely well-engineered on-road cars. Actual race cars. So the first thing I love about these things is how this rear suspension is set up. Now, these were 3-belt cars, which basically meant it had a belt from a rear transmission to your rear differential, then you had another belt going to the front to an idler belt which ran your front wheels. What I love the most about these things, this is your body mount right here. No matter where your suspension was, your wheels did not go up into that body. It always stayed the same distance. This was all about aero. So when this thing came into a turn, this went up, car went down, body stayed flat on the ground. Now the wheels on these cars, these are the original HPI uncut wheels. By uncut means these wheels would come and you would put them on a shaver and you would shave them to the diameter and to the width, to everything that you wanted. Now these Delta Racing wheels here, these guys back in the day, they would buy the HPI wheels direct from HPI and they would go in and contour and shave them. Now, obviously, these don't have the Michelin stickers on them. Those weren't stickers. They were stencils that came in the kit. Once you were done, you would put the sticker on and you would spray paint them. Then you would have your Michelin. These things also had a kick-ass adjustable front sway bar that you would access through this little hole in the front body mount. And I've got another car here. Let me show you what that looks like. So basically what you would do, you would hit this little set screw right here and you could move the sway bars back and forth and it affected your front bias from right to left, front to back, and everything else. So these things came with 125cc quick release tanks, carbon fiber upper deck, real kick-ass battery mount. You literally, 2 Phillips head screws, the whole battery slides right out between the clutch and the deck. Had a really nice roll bar on them, super cool cars. I mean, everything about these things were either engineered or like wickedly overly engineered. I mean, the shocks are held in with pins with set screws. Instead of a bunch of clips and a bunch of complicated stuff, you just had a set screw in the top of the shock and that's what kept it in, with plastic ball ends in the bottom. They had one-way diffs in the front, which was kind of funny because what that meant was you didn't have any rear brakes. So you only ran. But these things pretty much relied on downforce and grippy tires to keep these things going through the turns. They didn't really, brakes were basically for coming in for pit stops. So guys, this one right here, this is my runner. This one makes a noise, it does a thing. It's never been on the ground, but in a few minutes, we're gonna take this thing outside and we're not gonna beat the crap out of it. We're gonna swap the tires for some cut tires, some trim tires, and we're gonna see if we hit the 2-speed. Now this guy here, she originally had, believe it or not, she had an LRP 30 in there. You know, with I rolled it one too many times. I had to polish my head, but I'm gonna use the excuse that it's a better way to get temperature checks. So you don't temperature check on the top of the head. But I've got a set of mounts for it. These things, you could use a lot of different mounts on them, but these hot bodies, which literally, I think they sold these under like 500 different part numbers because HPI uses about everything. But this car is absolutely complete. All the linkages are there, the servos are there, everything's there. So once I decide on a motor for that one, she gonna run. Now this guy, he is missing his servos, his linkages, but all the drivetrain's there. And the linkages are very, very easy to set up. It's even got the servo saver down in there. Now the reason why I brought this guy out, this is a Mugen Mark I from 1995. And I just brought this out to just kind of show how similar all these pan cars were, all these 8-scale race cars. Very, very cool car. This one runs like stink. That Nova is like new, and that is the highest revving engine I have in the collection. I swear this thing hit 45,000 RPM yesterday. But guys, let me get some tires swapped out. Let's get this thing on the ground. And guys, wheel swap time. Go ahead and time me on this. Push the lever in, pop them out. Get them back on the lever. Sometimes you got to hold the axle because you got to get into a little pin back here. But these quick release wheels were the bomb back in the day. Done. 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 How we doing on time? Guys, on these proceeds, when it comes to parts, don't. These things are next to impossible to find. I mean, I've got some arms, I got a spare tank, I got a couple of gears, I got a couple of bulkheads. I do have a new GT1 new and back body. I do have a Lola body, but guys, parts for these things are next to impossible to find. All right, guys, I vote we fire her up. So I got my radio on, steering check, throttle, brake check, and more importantly, fail-safe check. Always set your fail-safe up no matter what. Now this thing's kind of funny. There's so much pop in this in, you got to make sure your flywheel is like all the way on the back side of compression. What I was just showing you is how that Syntax clutch works. That's going to be its own video on how those things work. But dude, this car is awesome. I vote we take it outside and we get some tires on the pavement. All right, guys, HPI Proceed, 8-scale on-road car. Let's see if she'll make the noise. And hopefully this is going to be the first video ever that was an 8mm handy cam from 2005. Make the noise, buddy.